happy Monday morning. This user wants to go back to housing, rates, and the economy outlook. Sounds good. Let's do that. So I'm going to give you some information to help you understand where housing is going. I had another commenter ask about how carbon credits work, so I'm going to quickly explain that. And I'm going to start with some I told you so's. Look, I do the I told you so's so you can trust what I say, right? Like, how can I be trustworthy unless I can prove that what I say will come to pass? How do I do it? I follow the facts, like breadcrumbs. I follow the facts and I arrive at the truth. Remember this from the beginning of the month, March 10th? And I said, this is what's going to happen, that the Liberals are going to have a majority. Fast forward to today, there's an 80% chance that the Liberals will have a majority. Remember 2022 when people told me home prices were going to go back down to 2019 levels, and I said, no, home prices aren't falling anymore. Look at that flat line. Yeah, activity is down, but people confuse these activity numbers, the number of transactions, the number of homes for sale. They confuse that with prices. Like, the home prices are slightly up from where they were last year. Is it anything to really talk about? No. This flatline trend will continue for the rest of the year. A 5% increase or decrease in prices is nothing to talk about. As long as our trade conflict stays in place, that flat line will continue. But that doesn't mean it's going to continue forever. The price of gold has gotten really expensive. This is the price of gold over the last 5 years. You remember 5 years ago. Let's zoom out. This is where we are now. That was pre-pandemic. That was pre-2008 collapse. It would appear the markets are expecting some type of calamity and they're all flooding into gold. Why is this important to housing? Because home prices went up following this event and that event. So I think home prices are going to go up again. Not this year, maybe not even next year, but by the end of the decade, home prices are going up. And by a significant amount. Now, I get arguments about home prices all the time, and I found this yesterday. The cost of building a home in the US, and it breaks down the costs. Average total cost, $428,000 US. Average sale price, $665,000 US. That converts to a cost of $612,000 Canadian. And a sale price of $951,000 Canadian. And if you look at these categories, you'll note most of this is materials and labor. Materials and labor is going to get more expensive. You can tell me no. Keep telling me no. It happened here and it happened here, and that looks really familiar. Look, I know there have been some crazy markets lately. You could buy a house 1 month and sell it for a profit the next. That's not normal. You should be buying a home and holding it for like 5 to 10 years. If you bought 5 years ago and you're looking to sell in 5 years' time, I think you're going to be okay. If you buy now and sell in 5 years' time, I think you're going to be okay. All right, carbon credits and the carbon tax stops being collected tomorrow. First up, the wholesale price of gasoline is up slightly today at $2.25 US per gallon, but that's still less than it was 1 year ago. Why? We're in spring. Demand for gasoline goes up now. Does every year. All right, over the weekend, I was talking about carbon credits, and one of the commenters said he'd never heard of this before, wanted to know more, so I'm telling you some more. Now, I'm not going to get too in-depth in this. I'm going to break it down to simple terms. Basically, government's put in a cap on carbon emissions. If you go above that cap, you have to pay the government. If you're below that cap, the government gives you a credit. If you're a company that is above that cap, you can buy credits from companies who are below that cap. How do these credits work? Okay, so here in Ontario, we had a program to make your home more energy efficient. I took advantage of that program. If you had newer, more energy efficient appliances, you would get a tax credit. If you put insulation in your roof, you would get a tax credit. So it offset some of the cost of my new appliances, and my insulation was essentially free. Yeah, I paid guys to come and insulate the ceiling even more. Now its R value is ridiculous. And I got a tax credit for the full amount. And then I sold my tax credit to the gas company. So I got reimbursed for my insulation right away. Yeah, I insulated my home for $0. It's not bad. That's essentially how this program works. If you've got credits, there are companies out there willing to buy your credits from you for cash. And then they sell those credits to companies that need them. It's one of the reasons why I hated the consumer carbon tax. We weren't being incentivized, we were being punished. What people need is the same kind of incentive that industry has. That's it for me today. I, like you, am interested in seeing what the gas prices are going to be tomorrow when the carbon tax stops being collected.